Welcome back to the Charged Up Show. In this episode, we interviewed Evan Klein, who just signed with the Saginaw Spirit OHL team. This interview is brought to you by 519 Sports Online. 519 is a positive promotional platform which brings you highlights and interviews from your favorite teams across the region. Make sure to check out their social media channels on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and be sure to subscribe to 519's YouTube channel at youtube.com/519sportsonline. Thanks to Darren and his team for supporting the Charged Up Show.
Please welcome our first ever 04, but don't worry, he's a good 04, Evan Klein to the podcast.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
So obviously I've been skating with you, and have you found COVID so far, and how was it at the start for you? And I think you're still working out at home. So what's that been like for you?
At the beginning, it was tough because I had no weights at home and nothing, and I had to kind of like makeshift and do stuff. But as stuff started to open up, Def let me borrow weights and whatnot, and then ice opened up, and it's been good. The workouts at home have been good. Def provides a good program and everything. Everyone knows what they're doing there, and obviously Ertl and some other people are doing ice with. It's been good, and I feel it's without them I would be pretty much screwed right now.
Yeah, that's fair to say. It's tricky.
Yeah.
So this is a 519 sponsored video. Let's get into a little 519 speedrun. Warm you up.
Yeah.
No delay,
Right.
no hesitation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan, all right. Do you want to kick it off, Keith? Or
Yeah, sure. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite place you've been to?
Favorite place I've been to?
Yeah.
Turks and Caicos.
favorite sport besides hockey?
Oh shit. Fuck. Paintball. Let's go for it.
What's your go-to color of Gatorade?
Blue.
Favorite golf club to use?
Oh, on golf, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Just
pretty good.
anything. Just hand me something. I'll make it work.
Go-to cheat meal?
Go-to cheat meal? Pizza.
Favorite movie?
Deadpool. Either or.
Favorite artist right now?
J. Cole.
McCrosby or David? I mean,
Crosby.
Crosby or McDavid?
Crosby.
Good answer. Good answer.
With the new player coming up.
Favorite TV show right now?
Trailer Park Boys.
Bauer or CCM? Which brand?
CCM for sure.
If you were stuck on an island with a celebrity, who would it be?
Selena Gomez.
Oh,
Simpsons or Family Guy?
Family Guy.
which move would you bust out in a dance circle?
What move? Sprinkler.
Respectful. All right. And favorite team you've played?
Favorite team I played? Say Kitchener.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Kitchener's
good.
always good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
unique. It doesn't golf. It's just paintball.
Yeah.
Sport.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't really think of anything else. First thing came to mind as quick as possible, but we'll keep it like that.
You don't play other sports ever?
Like I used to play soccer, but not a fan of it. Not a
Just-
fan of basketball.
Just dedicated to the game.
Yeah, hockey day and out. And me golfing is not a pretty sight. Like it's pretty rough.
So we'll hop into your minor hockey now, and I think you're a bit more unique than other guys. A bit similar to my minor hockey experience is that you didn't play AAA your whole life, right? So run us through the levels you played and how you ended up being obviously a dominant player in minor midget, but run us through. And I think a lot of people don't understand that you don't need to play AAA your whole life.
Yeah, like when I first started hockey, house league select, and all the way through to major Pee Wee. And then my major Pee Wee year, I went to Victus. That whole year, I was just like, I was done with house league. It was just getting boring, and it just wasn't for me. And I thought, well, why not try to make it somewhere higher? And I just worked as hard as I could, and I gave everything I had, and I made the team. It was kind of a surprise because I've never heard anyone jump from house league to AAA, and I didn't even know what was going to happen. And it was just all those years just like kind of working through it, and then still went back to Victus and I always thought, it's like when I first started AAA, like I knew I wasn't the best player, and I was always used to being one of the better players in house league and select, and I always just like, oh, I want to be one of the better players here and get as much ice as possible and just see how far I can make it. And fast forward to now, and I got drafted, and something I almost never would have thought of happening, and it's just pretty awesome.
For sure.
What was that Victus experience like, going straight from Victus from House League?
Well, the first year there was a lot of good players there, and all AAA, AA type of thing. I was sitting there, House League Select, and I was like, wow, these kids are really good. And I'm just like, I always like, I looked up to all of them because I'm like, well, I want to be as good as him one day. And I watched how like everyone worked in the gym, and I was just like, all right, this is where I got to be. And I always try my best to keep up. And Victus had this rapid shot, and me and this kid Rain Hodge used to just compete there all the time and stay after school and just shoot for like hours. And that's where I'd say like, when I got like my shot to become like where it is now.
Yeah, for Nate and Keith, like I wasn't there that year, but everyone said Kleiner would just live in the rapid shot. You had some of the top scorers, right?
Yeah, I think I was second in the world right now, unless that changed. But yeah, that's where I kind of finished off, which is pretty sick too.
That's sick.
But
have you guys ever been to Hockey Life?
Hockey Life? Oh yeah, we used to go there after school sometimes to just shoot and just put the top scores up and leave.
Well, I met Nate and Keith. Have you guys ever been to Hockey Life?
Yeah. I've been to the shop there. I haven't done like the shooting stuff.
Yeah, but you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they have at Victus that he did all the time.
Well, that's sick. Would you definitely say Victus like helped you like be a better player for sure? Like just getting all the hours in and.
Oh yeah, hands down. Like the coaches I met, like Jamie Israel and Joe Underwood, they helped me from the bottom all the way up, and they started my foundation, and especially Neil in the gym. Like when I went there, like I was pretty unathletic, and I was just mostly like I kind of knew the game pretty well, but I needed like a lot to build on, and without them, would not be where I am now.
So let's talk about your minor midget year now. Let's hop into it. And one thing that everyone deals with that maybe we don't talk about so much in their minor midget year, but how did you deal with the ups and downs? Obviously, I don't know how you started. I don't know how your ups and downs went, but how did you deal specifically with the ups and downs?
Well, the first 8 or 9 games of the season, our team was 9-0, and we're doing great. Or we're putting lots of goals in, and everyone was bonding together. But we all know that doesn't happen unless you're Don Mills somehow, because they're really good. But it wasn't perfect. Like we all had our struggles, and we all got frustrated sometimes. But the big thing was it's just taking it like down a notch. Like some players start getting rowdy and just blaming other things. You just got to take your own initiative for things you've done and just be like, all right, forget that shift. Let's go out and build on that last one, get a goal or something. And just you can't start blaming other people, because you start blaming other people, it just goes right around a circle and everyone gets blamed. It just the whole team shuts down, and that's when you start to lose games. Everyone just needs to stay positive, and that's when everything goes well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What was your minor midget highlight? Do you have a specific highlight that stands out to you?
The one game played against Hamilton, it was after the World Juniors won. I was like to our trainer, Joe, I'm like, Joe, I'm going to pull up in our next game in a fur coat. And
oh, yeah.
And I came there, pulled up in that, and we ended up winning the game. And that was probably one of the highlights, because it was pretty funny. And we played a good game too, which was nice.
And you have the style.
So where did the fur coat come from?
Oh, it was actually my mother's from like 20 years ago. Found it in the basement. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna squeeze in this, and fit pretty nicely, but kind of rocking the pimp style. But
now let's get into your draft experience a little bit. What were you expecting, and how did it actually play out compared to how you thought it would?
Well, it wasn't like a normal draft, right? When you're at home and you kind of gotta like watch that, like. But I was surprised because I didn't know what was happening. I really didn't know what team was going to pick me. I was just kind of sitting there waiting, and then when my name got picked, I was kind of sitting there. I'm like, that's my name. I was surprised. I'm like, that's pretty cool, right? And right after me, like 2 minutes, my buddy on my team said he got picked, but I'm like, we're on right after each other, which was nice. And it was just the first little bit, you're kind of in shock, like, yeah, I got drafted, and then you kind of just sitting there, and you get a couple calls, and people are just congratulating you, and which it feels great. But then after you really got to think like, wow, I got to work to get to this next level because it's a huge jump and it's something.
So what was it like finding out that it was Saginaw? Had you hear a lot of people don't even, like, some people, I don't know, I'd say over half of our players said they haven't even talked to the team that ended up drafting them. Had you had talks with them? Were you thinking, oh, Saginaw might draft me here? Or?
Yeah, I talked to Saginaw, and I didn't really know what was going to happen because Victus, like Ash used to always come and say how a lot of the Victus players tend to get drafted to Guelph. So I was thinking, oh, well, maybe Guelph might pick me because I had a talk with them and went down to their game. But when Saginaw picked me, I was surprised, but I was still really happy because I know Saginaw is like a great team, great everything, and they have great players. On top of that, their coaches are really good, and just all around, it's a great team to pick. And I was just like, this is a good team. It's not what I was expecting, but I was really happy with this team over all the other ones because it's somewhere different. I get to go and meet new people, new experiences, right? Kind of, it's a different country, but it's something really, really, really neat.
Yeah, our one of our guests, Tristan Lennox, the goalie for. Yeah, that was a cool. He had some cool stories too. But what do you think you have to do from now to get to the next level to where you want to be?
Yeah, well, considering how like not a whole lot of 16-year-olds play, and you tend to play against kids 2-3 years older, and the big thing is just get faster. Like everyone there is extremely fast and skilled, and I should like bring that speed up and just get going.
Are you intimidated at all being a 16-year-old going into the O?
No, it's really cool and interesting. It's just I don't know. Could you just play against better people? Like I guess you'd be a little intimidated, but I don't know. I think it's pretty cool because you can play against bigger guys and you can kind of see. But I'll see how like the first game goes when we play.
So let's jump into what when you found out that you're going to sign. Obviously, it's so much different with COVID. That's not how most signings go. Pretty much everyone goes to the rookie camp and then they maybe sign there. Obviously, there's no rookie camp, so. I know you were the second forward drafted by Saginaw.
Yeah.
So you're obviously hoping to get signed, but when did you find out? How did that play out? And how was that experience for you? That's a whole different thing other than getting drafted.
Yeah. Well, we had a good talk about them saying they kind of wanted to sign me, and we just kind of went over some things about it. And I was just kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, like they kind of want to sign me. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then got the sign day, obviously took some pictures, pretty much signed and just sent it off. And then we kind of waited a bit. And because normally they like to have their rookies and their prospects go down to camp, have a banquet and whatnot. And they obviously can't do that this year. So a few weeks back, Coach Dave and Chris came down and we had a chat. They brought me some stuff, my jersey, some equipment, and some gitch. And we just talked for a bit, and yeah, I was kind of like what would have been the banquet,
Right.
But yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Now, kind of wrapping it up, but what's your mindset going into the camp?
Going to the camp, well, the first thing I'm thinking about is like I have no clue when it's gonna be, right? So it's gonna pop up, and it'll just be a complete surprise to me. But the big thing is for me is just like there's gonna be kids, all unreal players, all great players, and the first thing is just like I really got to work if I want this.
Yeah, definitely. Especially at that level, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
It's been a good talk.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
I'll be watching.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, best of luck for your future season, and
yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.